Hey, how's it going? It's Walsh here, sick as always. Welcome to episode 21 of the Secrets of the Atlas League here on Ruthless SSF. You're going to hear me praising champions so much over the next few days. I love this ascendancy. I love this skill. I love everything that's going on right now. There are so many fun little changes and choices I can make that make the character better in some ways or even feel amazing in others. But we still have a lot of work to do, a lot of farming. I hope you enjoy the video, and I'll see you near the end. So in yesterday's video, I thought that I solved my blood rage problem, and I was really confused because I was pretty sure I hadn't. And no, I didn't. I'm just a dumbass. I was standing in my hideout, so obviously blood rage wasn't on. So yeah, unfortunately, I do slowly degen over time. It's kind of funny. This character feels so much better than Power Siphon in so many ways. But funny enough, the biggest problem I have with Power Siphon is I have zero regen. This character has that same problem, except worse. Not only do I have no regen, but I'm actually degenning. Now, obviously, if I'm hitting an enemy, I'm leeching and I'm not. But like in some phases of bosses and stuff like that, where like you're getting degened and you can't actually damage something, it feels really bad. So that's another big reason why I want to go for Steadfast. But the other option is you could just turn off Blood Rage for boss fights or in those fights with dots. But I will say this. I think the better setup is going to be Adrenaline with Pulverize. And what you should do is as soon as you hit level 84, maybe 83, I can't remember, it's 83 or 84, all of your points should go into every single life node you can get. You really want to hit 4k life. 4k would feel really good. If you got to 4.5k, this character would feel amazing. If you got to 5k, you would feel like a god. My damage is incredible. It's crazy that I'm already outpacing Power Siphon's damage by so much. And I think if you looked at the numbers, it probably wouldn't look that drastic. It would probably be like 100, 200k difference maybe a little bit more. I'm not really sure. But it wouldn't be drastic. But you have to remember with Power Siphon, it is so much work. So much work to keep my damage up. Like, I have to throw out my flame walls. I have to hit them with the, bear trap and everything. So, I think this character might actually be my bosser, funny enough. I've been kind of going back and forth between the Power Siphoner and my Cycloner, and the main reason for that is when I get a lot of XP on the Cycloner, I don't really want to do really rippy content, but sometimes I just want to like use some Scarabs or use an All Flame, and this is the point in the league where I am most happy. I feel so secure and set up. It's like, oh, I want to go like level up and progress a character I'm working on. Sure, let's jump on the champion and go do some mapping and get some XP, just farm some like tier 14, tier 16 maps. And then if like maybe an hour or two goes by and I'm like, hey, you know what I want to do right now? I want to go do really rippy tier 16s or go do some, insanely hard memories or go use some all flames or go do whatever. And it's so nice to bounce between them. And I did end up using the all flame, which got me about 17k gold, which seemed okay at first, but then I did a map without it and I got 10k, so it's not a huge difference. I think it would be better on a better map layout. But anyway, I have a Queen of the Forest now, which is pretty awesome. I would like to make a Flask Finder at some point, and it's hard to get better than Queen of the Forest for a Flask Finder. So I was trying to use a Jeweler Orb at first, trying to use a few here and there. But I decided that I'm just going to use an Omen because honestly, if I can just 5-link this body armor, my Flask Finder would be ridiculous. It would feel so nice. You should expect to see one at some point. I unfortunately did not get the 5-link. But like I was saying earlier, I just love having multiple characters that lets me just use my Atlas in different ways. Because like, if you know me at all, you know that I just love mapping above everything. Mapping makes me so happy. So having variety makes that even better. This is a good example right here of where Adrenaline does literally nothing for me. It happens all the time, where I don't really have a good way of like self-inflicting myself to have Adrenaline. There are a lot of ways you could like cheat it out to make it happen more often, but it's just not really worth it for me. There's so much investment to do that, and because we're already so restricted on Ruthless, it's hard to commit to something like that. But I still think that even though I haven't tried it yet, Adrenaline's definitely going to be the best way for like to have your mapping be super efficient. I did end up getting action speed on my boots, which is ridiculous. Not only is that movement speed, but it's also damage. But yeah, I would say if you're the kind of person that's like, I don't really care, I just want to go super fast and do all my maps, then stick with Adrenaline. But I think overall, oh, Soul Tether. I do think overall the Fortify version will be better in most ways. But specifically mapping, just like, really fast mapping, Adrenaline's obviously going to be best. We hit level 85, which feels really good. Not really having any problems leveling up. finally saved up enough gold. It costs 30k gold to respec one node. That is so cheap. So freaking cheap. Like, oh my god. It's so cheap, man. Like, yeah, don't get me wrong, it's cool you can respec with gold, but it's doing exactly what I feared. It's just so strong. But hey, whatever. I did have to work for it a little bit. 26 Fortify is dumb. It feels amazing. I only have 3.7k life, and I did not die to Drox at all. I tanked pretty much everything. I did die during the mapping, though. Let me tell you something. Some of those really juiced up Drox packs can be pretty terrifying. I'm always happy when I get to the point where I can just constantly do my harvest. What I do now is when I'm mapping on the Cycloner and I see a harvest, I just open a portal at it, complete the map, and then switch over to my power siphoner and just go kill it. Having all this like harvest stuff all the time is so convenient, not only for oils but for essence and fragments. It's just so nice. It feels so comfortable. And even sometimes when you're like valving your map and it like bricks into something too hard for you, you can just change it with harvest. I will say, even though Fortify is awesome, mercenaries are still terrifying. Yeah, she one-shot me. I went and killed the Minotaur, got that Maven witness. I did die once, and it was when she cloned the Minotaur, and I did not notice the second one, and they both hit me in the face at the same time, and I died very quickly. Didn't really get any good loot, but anytime you kill like any of the Guardians now, all the influence gear gives you so much dust. So it feels so much better to do Guardians. Because like, yeah, you're almost certainly never going to get a good influence item. You might get one or two a league. But now, even if you don't, you can just scrap it. Got my first tier 17. I'm probably never going to be able to do a tier 17 unless I play an insane character this league. So I'm probably going to throw them to my map runners and see if they all die. This character is significantly better at killing guardians and stuff like that, like conquerors and whatever. Significantly better than Power Siphon. Not only does it not die as often, but the damage is like always happening and I don't have to work for it. Went and killed Shaper, very easy of course. Didn't really get any good pieces of gear. But hey, like I said earlier, dust. You get so much free dust, it's awesome. Alright, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really think this character is going to do a great job at Uber Elder. But I kind of want to just try. Like I always say, sometimes you just gotta fail for science. I think the biggest problem with this fight is going to be the fact that I can't really regenerate life outside of Flask, which is probably going to be a pretty big problem. I'm not going to bring my Mercenary, it's probably just a bad idea. I think doing this fight without getting a real weapon is stupid, but we're doing it anyway. The fight started off incredibly well. 0 deaths at this point. They're both below half. It feels so nice being able to just off-screen the guys that make the dot. My first death was completely stupid and avoidable. And my second one, I definitely probably could have been avoided, but I was in a pretty bad spot there. But yeah, we had a few rough deaths. You can see here. Yeah, I was kind of stuck in that corner down there. There are definitely ways to get out of some of these situations, but it's kind of hard when you're thinking about all the other stuff and you have no movement skill. But you know what? This is our last portal, and we got it. And then I almost died to the dot. I almost panicked and ran up. If I would have died after completing it, I would have cried. I had no portals left, and we almost left without the stone, which would have been devastating. Oh my god, that was so close. I'm still like, I've just been sitting here for a while. I changed my tree. I have no shaping nodes at all, and I still have too much +1 chance, which feels amazing. I would change my tree some more, but I'm kind of broke. But I did mostly fix my third and my first tree. So I'm going to do something I haven't done on Ruthless in a very, I was going to say ever, but just a very, very long time. We are going to spec Legion. Now, there is a jewel I would desperately love to have for this character to get extra fortification stacks, but there are some other uses for some jewels, so I'm going to try and farm them. It's been a pretty long time since I've done that, so I don't know how bad it's going to be, but oh my god, I can't tell you how good it feels. Not only do we have the third Watchstone, which means I get to drop all the shaping nodes, but now I can like choose much better, tier 14s, 15s. It feels so amazing. I'm so excited. So at first I was really considering using the champion, and I think the champion probably could have done it as well because the damage is so good. What I was mostly worried about is this character is pretty awful at killing the, the little eyes that make the dots, which granted, the Power Siphon character started to not do too well, near the end as well. But like this character, I'd have to literally stop DPSing, run across the map and go kill one. But overall, we got it done. I'm very happy. Alright, so I have changed my character just a little bit. We're no longer using vulnerability. I'm using Assassin's Mark. Now, Assassin's Mark gives me less damage than vulnerability right now, but that's just because I don't have quality. As soon as I get even like, 10% quality or maybe even a little less, as soon as I start getting power charges, it's not only more damage than vulnerability, but it's going to be 100% uptime. Whereas before vulnerability, I was using it with cast when damage taken, because a lot of the times in like the really difficult fights, I don't have time to stand there and like cast a curse every couple of seconds. Otherwise, that's kind of like negating part of the upside of being Cyclone anyway. So this way, it's more consistent damage, and once I have power charges, so once I get that quality, it's going to be even more damage, and it's going to feel so much nicer. I think at this point, I'm just going to focus on leveling up the champion. I really want to get a few levels, and if I'm being completely honest with myself, I am almost certainly going to push for level 90 on this character. I'm pretty sure if I could just put like 3 points into health nodes, it's going to feel incredible. I'm also considering, what if I just take like a few really good damage nodes, which I know, like the whole thing is like I have too much damage, I need more survivability, even though I feel pretty good, I don't die very often. I did my first Legion, by the way. I don't have all the nodes yet, so it's obviously not very good. But yeah, like I was saying, if I just take 3 really big damage nodes and then drop Perseverance, I think it would feel so much better. Because if I got a belt with like double res and 100 life, I could not only, oh my god, like I could change so much about my gear. I could change my rings. I could like drop the resist nodes on my tree, which granted, once I get some better rings, I could do that anyway. But I don't know. I think it's a good idea to go for that. Anyway, I went and fought the Shaper Guardians. I'm going to tell you right now, I threw this entire encounter. I did the first life as champion. All the damage you see on the Guardians is from that one life as a champion. In 3 portals, okay, in 3 portals with the Trickster, I did not do as much damage as Champion did in his first life. So if I would have just stuck with Champion, we totally could have done it. Power Siphon, or at least my character right now, is horrible in situations where it's like, hey, everything around you is constantly damaging you, and if you're not at exactly full health, you get one shot. So I should have stuck with the champion. 100% my fault. I threw it. I failed. I suck. I got another tier 17, which I do expect to see more of these now that I have 3 Watchstones. Also, I still don't know why the map device keep popping up. It's so freaking weird. Made myself a little prismatic ring. It was terrible. And after many years, after so many Ruthless leagues, I finally have a tabula. I'm going to tell you right now, every time I reroll, it's going to be even faster. Someone in global chat asked me the other day, like, what my fastest campaign run was, and I don't know. I don't remember. I want to say it was 3 hours and something, but I could totally be wrong. Anyway, I went and turned one of my shitty amulets into a, well, shitty base, that was a coral, into a talisman. Unfortunately, I forgot to anoint it because I am dumb. Luckily, it didn't hit, because if it did, I would have been very sad. Hit level 86, like I said earlier, leveling has been pretty easy on this character. I'm super fast, and I don't die. Used a little Regal, used the Val, and it failed. Went and killed the boss, and he dropped one thing. A boss fight. So that's cool, I guess. Map Runner came back from my tier 16, and they destroyed it, and we got an Uber Fragment. I will definitely be doing that, sure. Went and fought the boss, he dropped nothing, but hey, Unique gives like 100k dust, and we like dust. And we have a disgusting marble amulet. I just don't know how I'm going to use it. Hey, if you made this far in the video, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. So, the champion is just awesome. Like, honestly, this build has exceeded all my expectations. I really think champion is an underrated ascendancy in Ruthless. Really deserves to be played more. I highly recommend you play it. But anyway, I do have my tier 17 in my map runner. As you already saw earlier, I already completed one with the map runners. I'm not really going to be doing tier 17 for a very long time, if at all, this league, so I'm totally fine with them trying to get me some currency. Stash is still looking pretty empty, but it's fine. We're, crafting stuff, gambling on stuff. I'm going to keep throwing fusings on this, because if I 5-link, it'll be fantastic. I mean, I'm not really going to reroll a Pathfinder anytime soon, or a Flask Finder anytime soon, but you never know. It could happen. Got some good tattoos saved up. At some point, I am going to try to use this rune graft with a jeweler. Probably not be for a while, though, because I still have to figure out, like, my jewel sockets and everything like that. Or, not my jewel sockets, my gem sockets and links. But so far, my new setup of Assassin's Mark feels fantastic. Really happy with everything. But my plan right now, push for level 87, do some more bossing, and then push for 88. I'd like to probably hit 90 on this character. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.